Debbie, what is the gift of years?
The gift of years is resourcing the spiritual journey of older people, and there are three strands to it. Advocacy. We're championing the fact that older people matter. We're celebrating the contribution that older people make. If you think that there'll be double the number of people over the age of 85 in 20 years, treble the number in the next 30 years. So I think what the gift of years is about is trying to open people's eyes to the fact that society is changing. We are a rapidly ageing society. We're not underestimating the challenges of growing old in the 21st century, but we're saying what an opportunity there exists for spiritual growth in our later years. Joining up the dots. We have a wonderful website which has a database that's growing all the time with good resources and examples of good ideas you can copy, examples of good practice that we're signposting. And thirdly, there's Anna Chaplaincy to older people, which lies at the heart of this initiative. This is a distinctive form of chaplaincy, community-based, ecumenical, for older people, people of strong faith, little faith or no faith at all. It operates in the care homes, but also in the wider community.
Now, you yourself are an Anna Chaplain. What does a typical day look like for you as an Anna Chaplain?
You might well take worship into a care home, so you might devise liturgies that are going to be suitable for older people who are frail, who may be hearing or sight impaired, those whose cognitive abilities are not what they used to be, people who are suffering memory loss but still want to be held in high regard by their local churches, connected with their faith backgrounds. And so we devise ways of worshipping that are going to work for that sort of age group with those disabilities. And it's wonderful to see relatives worshipping alongside their loved ones in those situations. I think the ageing process is another identity crisis. Just like adolescence, it's an age and stage of life where you're thinking, who am I any longer? Particularly if we've defined ourselves through the family that we've had, raising a family, the career or job that we've pursued. All these things can be part of our identity, and then as we become physically weaker, perhaps more dependent on other people, so our identity goes through that sort of crisis. It's a transition period, and I think Anna Chaplaincy, ministry among older people, is vital at that stage to help people move through the process, to integrate, to see their lives as part of a much bigger picture, to focus on thankfulness and gratitude, to follow spiritual disciplines which actually give people the kind of mental scaffolding that they need to survive into a very long older age. All of this is meat and drink to the gift of years. This is exactly what we're about.
So where do you see the gift of years in 5-10 years' time? What would be your dream?
I'd like to see the Gift of Years website growing organically so that it is really an enviable database of resources. So the first port of call for anybody who is working with older people or who's curious about their own ageing process. I'd like it to have opened the eyes of people to the opportunities so that we celebrate old age. We revel in the wit and wisdom of older people, and we break the cycles of fear around death and dying. We lift some of those taboos, and I'd like to see Anna Chaplains commonplace in any decent centres of population, whether that's in inner city settings or in rural ministry. I'd like to see Anna Chaplains being absolutely bolted into ministry teams and part and parcel of what the church does everywhere.
So if people are interested in resources, in the Anna Chaplaincy, or finding out more, being an advocate, where can they find out about the Gift of Years?
They can log on to the website www.thegiftofyears.org.uk. We also put out regular newsletters, so I would ask people to subscribe for those newsletters. You can also become a member of our network. If you minister among older people, if you're interested in becoming an Anna Chaplain, or you're already doing something very similar, it would be lovely to have more people belonging to this network, because we can be of mutual support to one another. We can hold events that are of mutual interest. It can be quite isolating doing this work, and so it's a great thing to get together and to swap ideas and to mentor one another. Think what we can do through the Gift of Years to reach people who otherwise aren't aware of the wealth of resources that are out there.